horror fans and Stephen King enthusiasts. Today, we're diving deep into the shadows of Salem's Lot, the chilling adaptation of Stephen King's classic vampire novel, set to premiere this October on Max. First published in 1975, Salem's Lot has haunted readers for decades. Now, it's making its way back to the screen, but this time, it's skipping theaters for a direct-to-streaming release. Directed by Gary Dauberman, known for his work on the Conjuring universe and It, this adaptation promises to bring a fresh terror to the town of Jerusalem's Lot. But what makes this version unique? Let's talk cast. Leading the charge is Lewis Pullman as Ben Mears, the writer who returns to his childhood home, only to uncover a dark secret. Joining him are Alfre Woodard as Dr. Cody, Mackenzie Lee as Susan Norton, Bill Camp as Matthew Burke, Spencer Treat as Mike Ryerson, Pilu Asbeck as Straker, and John Benjamin Hickey as Father Callahan. Playing in Salem's Lot was like stepping into a nightmare. The script stayed true to King's vision, but with a modern twist, said one cast member. The decision to stream Salem's Lot on Max instead of a theatrical release has sparked conversations. Originally slated for theaters, this movie reflects a shift in how we consume horror, especially in the age of streaming. Streaming platforms like Max are becoming the new battleground for horror, offering an intimate viewing experience that might just enhance the terror. But why October? October isn't just about Halloween. It's the prime time for horror. Salem's Lot, arriving in October, taps into this season of scares, promising to be a highlight for viewers looking for something truly terrifying. Mark your calendars. While the exact date in October hasn't been officially confirmed as of yet, posts on X and various reports suggest it might be around October 11th. Keep an eye on Max for the final announcement. For those familiar with the story, you know the terror of Salem's Lot isn't just in the vampires, but in the slow, creeping dread that infects an entire town. This new adaptation, with its directorial vision and cast, aims to redefine that dread for a new generation. Imagine Ben Mears, haunted by his past, uncovering a plot that could doom his hometown. Or Father Callahan, facing his faith against the undead. These moments brought to life with modern horror techniques are what fans are eagerly awaiting. But they cannot forget to include the greatness of practical effects, what makes horror so endearing to ardent fans. While we wait, let's take a moment to appreciate the visual style promised by this adaptation. From the eerie, fog-laden streets of Jerusalem's Lot to the Gothic architecture of the Marsden House, Salem's Lot is set to be a visual feast for horror aficionados. So whether you're a die-hard Stephen King fan or new to the world of Salem's Lot, this October, Max is where you'll find your next horror obsession. Stay tuned, keep your lights on, and prepare for a night where the only thing more terrifying than the screen might be what's lurking just outside your window. So it's looking like we're heading for an October 11th or around that date for the streaming release of Salem's Lot, this new adaptation that's been in the can for years, and they've been waiting to distribute it. It was affected by, the pandemic, and then, you have all these other studio delays, and are we going to theatrically release it, which I covered in the channel members video, I believe it was a week ago. So this is interesting. As I'm sitting here and I'm watching this trailer, and I haven't seen the original in years and years and years. As I said, I just bought the King of Horror 8-film collection, and you see what's featured right there, Mr. Barlow. So Salem's Lot is one of these, and we're going to be doing a commentary for Patreon on that. And I'm excited. Like I said, it's been years. And the scene in the trailer they show, on the original trailer, which is what I've used for footage throughout this video, is where the kid is in the room and you open the door and you see the two people in the room crawling out at him, and Barlow's in the casket. Straker locks him in. That scared the shit out of me. In addition to the vampire, just the aesthetic of him, very Nosferatu-esque. So I really like the aesthetic of the original. The new one we haven't seen much of yet. You know, they haven't released much, just some stills. And, you know, I know a lot of people say, oh, well, you know, they race swap the kid and all this and that. Was it necessary? No. Stuff like that is not necessary. And I know people say, well, if it's a fictional character, why do you get so upset? Well, because that's not how it was originally intended. And there's no reason to take a contemporary piece like this and adapt it for the modern audience and modern sensibilities when that it just doesn't need to happen. You know, and I don't want to get too far into the weeds on this because I really do want to go into this movie and enjoy it. You know, that's the caveat with modern entertainment and these modern remakes and reboots and retellings, reimaginings and requels and prequels and yequels, is that you lose things in translation. You know, the original charm gets lost of certain things. So that's what I'm most apprehensive and nervous about with this. So I'm looking forward to going back and watching the original. And we have so much coming up as far as horror goes for October. You guys can look forward to that. And also remember, there's a lot of stuff coming to Patreon and channel members. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Hope you're enjoying the content. As we said, we're very heavily focused on wrestling, and we do love our horror here, though absolutely is, you know, the channel's wrestling with horror. So, yeah, leave your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you've read the book. You know, what do you think of the book compared to the original film? What, you know, or mini series that was, you know, what do you think? What do you think of that? The made-for-TV movie, as it were. What do you think about it? How did it stack up? I don't think I've ever read a Stephen King book, but let me know what you think. Are you gonna watch the new one, or are you just kind of like, oh God, it's another, you know, modern bastardization of something that was enjoyable and was cool and was a very good entry into a vampire and horror genre? So, thoughts? Subscribe if you're not. Consider backing us on Patreon. Patreon.com/Wrestling with Horror 420. Channel memberships. Kazooians $2.99. Harvey Wakuians $4.99. If not, like I said, subscribe. It's free. It always will be. I'm Etep from Wrestling with Horror. I will catch you on the next one. Remember, it's always better to burn out than fade away.